Hello and welcome everybody to Band in the Van podcast. I'm Josh.
And I'm Katie, and we're Fresh Breath.
We are that band that is in the van.
We're still in the van.
We're still in the van, and I feel like we'll shoot every episode of this
just like this.
in some sort of van. I don't know, but you know who doesn't stop by? Elon Musk. Still.
You know who is here, though? Rocket Ship 7.
Rocket Ship 7! You know who we did see, though, was an employee of SpaceX who was not very thrilled that we were spreading misinformation about the launch date.
He won't be coming into the van.
He's not coming in the van either. It's just Katie and I, and we talk about stuff that's going on in our lives. Today's episode, we discuss the rocket launch from SpaceX, which we were here for.
And we talk about our karaoke shenanigans that have been happening all week.
And the wild dog situation on here as well. And maybe that we're done? I don't know. We'll see. We're going to get to it.
So let's get to it.
Band in the van. Podcast.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
We are at episode 14 already, which is fantastic. We've done 13 of these sitting in a parking lot in South Texas, which to me...
Sitting up straight.
Well, you got to get your posture correct, right? All right, so we've got a few things that we need to discuss with you.
Let's set the timer.
Set the timer.
And go.
One is the epidemic of boom, chick, boom, chick, boom, chick, boom, chick, boom, snick, bomb, chick, boom, snick, boom, chick. Okay, so we spent a lot of time on the beach. I don't know if you can tell. It's like just sweating and hot. And the sun's out, and I will not complain because it's very nice out. But there's just people, you might be able to hear it. We've got our lapel mics on today, so it's kind of canceling the rest of the stuff out. But even in the background right now, all you hear is boom, snick, boom, snick,
but it's not
boom,
the same
snick, boom,
song.
snick,
It's
boom.
a different song every time.
Different song for 20 hours, and it's the same beat.
Yeah.
That's like the beat for the algorithm of Spotify. So do us a favor. If you have a Spotify playlist on and you hear boom, snick, boom, snick, boom, snick for 20 minutes, turn it off, please. Because like you need to get the algorithm doing other things.
Yeah, people love it. They just keep listening to it. Like,
Snick,
did they
boom,
notice
snick.
that it's the same song for
They
the
must
last
have done-
3 hours?
Yeah, they must have done some sort of test on lab rats, and they're like, you know what? Oh, if I just put this beat on, I will listen.
It's from Despacito, I think. It started
Despacito
then.
was a great song, though. That's the
Despacito,
boom,
chicken,
snick, boom, snick, boom, snick, same beat for the rest of my life. Anyways, it's a travesty and it needs to stop. All right, so
oh my
that's
gosh.
point number one. Point number two: when Katie and I get drunk on this island, we sing karaoke. Apparently, even after a show,
Really
we
poorly.
will play for 4 hours, and then we will just go and stop and sing karaoke.
So, as you guys know, we've been playing a lot here. We had like a 15-streak show stint where we had no days off for 15 shows in a row, and then we had 1 day off, and then we did 6 more on, and then we had 2 days off. So the last two, like yesterday, I guess, or 2 days ago, Tuesday, we were like, we have 2 days off. We got excited. We had a couple extra drinks at Laguna Bob, which is like our favorite place. It's so much fun. And we left and we went parked at Coral Reef, and we both went in and we did a little karaoke.
First of all, we should start back at the beginning. All right. So the first night that we went to the Coral Reef.
Oh, we were at the Bob having fun a couple of
that
times
night.
this
There was
week.
a couple of nights this week. But Katie didn't want to go in. She was like,
I was just done.
I'm tired. I don't want to go in. I don't want to deal with
I
it.
sang all night. We were playing late. It was 6 to 9.
With the Coral Reef has been amazing to us, nothing but nice, and so we've had some favors given out to us by the person that owns the reef, and so I figured we would go in,
Gotta
spend a little bit of money.
show your face.
So Katie was out of commission that night,
You think I might call some dinosaurs?
and I went in, and the next thing you know, I'm singing karaoke by myself. Only person in the bar that I
Hoping
know.
that I was gonna walk in just to see him, but I didn't.
I
was
really
sleeping.
was excited to see you walk in while I was on stage singing karaoke. I will put a clip in of the song that I sang now. And I sang it probably way
sloppier
the night before. You don't remember the words? No, I just don't really remember being up here. But that was the night that Katie and I both went in. So then a couple nights later...
Yeah, we parked at the Reef again, and then we were like, well, we got to go in. And I was like, I'm actually able to go in. I'm like ready to go. So we both went in. It wasn't too busy, but we sat there for a bit, and I wasn't planning on doing karaoke. I'm not really, I mean, I'm singing every day basically as it is for 3 hours. So I'm like, I shouldn't really be going to karaoke after a gig.
We should probably be drinking water, going home, and going to bed.
No. But anyways, so we both go in, we're sitting there, we're watching people. Insert this guy's clip. He's a legend, apparently, and we got to catch this song. But I am afraid. Yeah. And we were like, you just can't help but like get sucked into the vibe. It's like people are just so excited to be up on stage with a microphone, and it's like this thing where it's like they get to be a singer or a star for like their 5 minutes or whatever, right? Yeah. And so it totally makes sense that people love to do it, because it's like something that they've probably always wanted to do, and it gives them this platform, right? So we were sitting there, we were watching these people, and then all of a sudden Josh is like, I'm getting up to sing. And I'm like, what are you singing? And he decided to sing a song he's never sang before.
Never sang in my life. Never. And it's like not an easy song.
A huge ballad, 6 minutes and 37 seconds.
Yeah, a 6-minute long ballad by Don Henley. We're bringing it down for a ballad. You may know it. It's called New York Minute. And it's not an easy song to sing, but for some reason I got it in my head. I'm like, I can knock this out of the park.
You did really well.
Thank you. I don't believe that I did. But anyways, insert now. Okay, now, Katie, on the other hand, she's like, I've always wanted to get up and sing karaoke poorly, because she sings well, like very well, beyond well, all the time. Like every single show, there's people that find it okay to just come up to her and say, you're so fantastic, you're amazing. He's okay. So I get that a lot.
That's the running joke.
The he's okay joke, which I have thick skin.
As
you can tell, it's a little thicker now. It's pretty sun crisp.
It's thickening.
He's a loser.
But I've been told here, like, I don't know, at least a dozen times that I'm like a Stevie Nicks. Like, I sound like Stevie Nicks. And so our joke right now is that I'm like, well, these bars are getting Wish Stevie Nicks for like a real good deal here.
Yeah, like if you go on wish.com and order Stevie Nicks, she shows up. But anyway, so Katie's like, I want to do karaoke really bad.
And I have this song that popped into my head the very first time we ever went to the Reef, which was like New Year's Eve, right? Yeah. So it was like 2 months ago when we got here. I had this song that popped into my head that is one of my favorite songs. It's like, I have it on a playlist of mine that says, it's titled Songs That Get Me Jacked. And it's the first one. And every time I hear it, I'm always like, oh, I love this song. So I said to Josh, I'm like, I want to do The Distance by Cake. And he was like, what?
Reluctantly crouched at the starting line.
What?
So then he went
up really no singing
to ask if they had it, and they did. And so he signed me up for it, and I was like, no, I don't know. I was just kidding around. He's like, oh, you're doing it. And then Josh got up again and sang his favorite song to sing. Yeah. Rocky Mountain Way.
Rocky Mountain Way, just to like ease you into it.
Yeah, just
to be like, you can do this. It's just karaoke.
So here's a little bit of Josh with Rocky Mountain Way.
I thought we already put that clip in.
No, we did the, oh, we did.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll redo it.
It's okay. Here's more of it. Anyways, you probably don't need to see more of it. But
we'll do like, hopefully when Josh edits that, it's like not the same clip.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll try not to.
But anyway, so then I go up, she calls my name. I was so nervous. I'm like, this is ridiculous. I'm like, I sing all the time. And there was like, I don't know, 12 people in there.
Yeah, there's nobody 15.
There. And so it comes on, and I was like, I wasn't not prepared for how fast the lyrics came out.
You said you wanted to do it poorly, and you kind of did. It was really bad. She was off time.
And it was like 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it was really bad. Anyways, so like, yeah, here, check this out. Okay, so Katie did that. Like really, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. Like some guy got up, like when she got up, and she's like, she's wearing a flat brim hat. She's gonna be amazing.
It's another flat brim hat, so she's gotta be good.
And I'm like, if she picked any song that she normally picks to sing, that she would have knocked it out of the park for sure.
I'm not doing that.
No, she's like, I wanted to do something poorly, and I feel like you achieved that. So
I did,
cheers.
but it was so much fun. And the people in the crowd, I feel like didn't see that coming. They thought I was going to do like Black Velvet or something, probably.
Yeah, and you would have killed it.
Well,
it's okay.
I don't know. Karaoke's a weird thing because
the sound is not.
The
good.
sound was brutal. There's no monitor. You can't really hear especially if you need to like look at the words, which I needed to for that song. So I was like, I wish I could walk out a bit to hear the song better, but I couldn't. So I was just kind of like in this weird, like a little half step behind zone that kind of messed me up. But
yeah, totally.
Luckily, the karaoke version is only like half the song, so I didn't have to do the whole thing.
3 minutes of pain instead of like 6.
Yeah. And then we were like, let's get out of here. That's enough of that.
Yeah. Speaking of let's get out of here, Katie and I are, by the time that you're watching this, we're done our shows on South Padre Island, and we will be heading back north to start touring around Canada again. And we just want to say thank you for tuning in and watching the shenanigans. We plan on continuing this podcast, but we don't know the frequency, so it may be done. Maybe we're done. Nah, we'll probably keep going. But anyways, so a lot of people messaged us today on Facebook and Instagram, and they're like, I can't believe that you guys are on South Padre Island while the Starship launch was happening. This, like, Elon Musk's SpaceX was doing a test launch today, and we were.
Yes, and to that we say, yes, we were here, and yes, it did wake us up out of our sleep. We didn't go and watch it. We were sleeping like babies at 8:30, and all of a sudden the whole van started shaking and there was a crazy noise, and I woke up and I was like, what's happening? And Josh's like, it's the rocket launch. I'm like, oh yeah.
It is kind of bananas though. Like for the last 3 weeks, that's all anybody on the island can talk about. There's like an influx of people coming here, getting campsites just to like watch this launch. And,
people are going nuts.
People are going bananas for
I don't
it.
get it. But
I don't get it either. Like it's cool. It's very neat to be here, and like I get it. It's great that he's going to space and whatever. I feel like there's larger issues that you could be working on in this country other than going to space.
Space Force.
This is not a political program, and we will not be diving into that. But I saw the country unite today
over
a spaceship, and I feel like there's bigger things they could be uniting over. Anyways,
end of story.
But I've been biting my tongue a lot this week, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, so Katie and I were like, well, what we're gonna do, everybody's on the south side of South Padre, and they're all like trying to get
there's
a glimpse.
Like this park here, and there's a bay inlet, and then Boca Chica Beach where the SpaceX is.
6 miles.
It's like very visible. You can see it. It's it's
tower.
A beautiful view, and the launch is right there. So people were like flocking here, and all the campsites were full, and everyone was like, you gotta get a campsite, you gotta come stay with us.
One stranger asked us to come to her house at 5 a.m. to have coffee to watch
it with her.
And I'm like, I just met you 8 seconds ago.
I'm not making plans with you.
I don't want to go to your house.
We've been a little people though.
Yeah, so what Katie and I did is we drove straight north about 10 miles to the very end of 100 Highway, on like as far as you can go on South Padre Island.
Yeah.
We went there and we slept for the night. We went to bed at 10. We woke up at 8:30 to the van shaking. And it was cool. I popped my head out. I heard it. There's people around kind of videotaping. Like, if I had have stayed out longer, I probably would have got to see it like being like way up in the sky.
We'll put a clip in of the videos that we've seen.
Vehicle tower clear. We're into Pixover. Propulsion reports first.
Yeah, we'll be able to
view that was.
It's very
potentially what we could have
It's
saw.
very cool. I like the idea of having internet anywhere on the planet. It's very great because now you can go to the middle of the Pacific Ocean and you can have a sore neck from looking at TikTok, which is great.
You can get tech neck.
It's great. That's a real
in the desert.
It's a real step forward for mankind.
Oh my God.
Oh Lord.
But yeah, so we were here for the rocket launch. Did we watch it? No, we did not. We were sleeping, and it woke us up.
Yeah, and I feel like there'd be a lot of people disappointed in us for not making an effort for about 18 seconds today. I was like, had the FOMO. I'm like, should I have?
We also had a day off today, and so we really, the rocket ship stars aligned.
Yeah.
Good morning, starshine. The Earth says hello.
Yeah, so we could just hang out.
But we also needed to rest and sleep.
Yeah, and the dog actually very rarely ever wakes me up in the middle of the night, but we fed her some steak bits last night, and apparently at 4 a.m. was the time to evacuate those steak bits.
So she was like, guys, get up, the rocket's going.
Yeah, she's like, I'm so excited, I got to poop on the beach.
Yeah.
So then I went out, And luckily, there were no coyotes at that point in the morning because at the very north end of South Padre, there's a lot of coyotes, like
Like
many
a
coyotes.
lot. Lot.
You see them every night, packs of them, and there's
Like you
stories.
don't let the dog off leash
No,
at
there's stories
dusk.
of people
Yeah.
losing their
Or
dogs
in the morning.
and like finding the collar and remnants of the dog like
big
5
dogs.
days later,
Like
big dogs.
Rottweilers.
Yeah. So, anyways, because one night, maybe a few weeks ago, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago, it was just before we were going to bed, maybe 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. I went out with the dog and walked around with a flashlight, and she went to the bathroom, and no big deal. Looked at the stars for a bit, and then came back to the van, put the dog in, and looked out the window, and 2 coyotes had followed us back to the van.
Yeah.
That coyote's at my door.
And like that's
And then that morning, we were woken up at like 6:30 or so. A lot of people go down there with their dogs to walk because it's very desolate. You can go and bring your dogs off leash, and it's kind of like more like understood that people are out there with their dogs off leash, like in the daytime. I don't think you shouldn't do it at night because of the coyotes, but also very early in the morning, they're very active.
Yeah, like 4, 5, 6.
This woman, I'm assuming it was a woman, it sounded like a woman, but she must have been out there with her dogs, and it was like just at dawn break.
6:30, yeah.
And all of a sudden, we hear like the cooing right next to the van of the coyotes. Like they were like right there.
They make crazy noises.
And then all of a sudden, she was like, "Go away, coyote! You leave my dogs alone, coyote!" And I was like,
the nicest voice. It was so nice.
You gotta roar, bark back at them or something. Yeah, start smacking your hands or something. But she was like, "Go away, coyote!
Don't touch my dog, coyote!" I'm like,
I was like, "Oh god!"
Yeah, you're gonna have to do more than that.
Yeah. So it's a little bit unnerving out there sometimes, especially at dawn and at dusk and in the middle of the night. So anytime between the daytime.
Yeah. So you gotta watch the dog.
Yeah.
Anyways, I wanna reiterate that I think that going to space is a great thing. I do. I feel like I kind of shit on it, but I find cynical things funny, so I always find the cynicism and stuff. But it is great for like boats and ships and stuff to have access to the internet in the middle of the sea, and like people who are overlanders being in the desert and being able to have access to maps, stuff like that. It's fantastic. I don't think that people are just taking their boats to the middle of the Pacific just to watch TikTok.
No, I hope not.
I find it funny to point that out. Anyways.
Clear that up.
Yeah, I wanted to clear it up just because it's quite amazing. We're just not as enthusiastic as everybody else.
So like there's obviously a lot of enthusiasts here about it. So the one day, it was just a few days ago, we were singing, we always sing Elton John's Rocket Man, and so this was like a few days before the launch, and in between the song I was like, "Rocket Man, there's a rocket launching at March 13th at such and such time," and I like put it in there, and apparently I got the date wrong. And so I'm at the bar after, and this guy comes up to me and he's like, so just so you know, the rocket launch is on the 14th.
If you're going to keep
announcing about it, like at least get it right, because this is a really, and then he actually worked at SpaceX.
He had a SpaceX shirt on and
I was
a
like,
hat.
"Oh, what, do you work there?" And he's like, "Actually,
I do. We're like, "Oh, that's not out of the question."
Well, I'm not making announcements. I just thought it was funny because of the Rocket Man and the whatever. And he's like, "Oh yeah, that was a really good cover, but like if you're going to talk about it, please make sure."
He was all business.
Like, what do you think? Everyone's going to go on the 13th and be like, "Fresh breath said."
I don't know. We wouldn't be there regardless. So it's fine.
But yeah, so we've been spreading all kinds of misinformation.
No, you know what? If they're going to put the internet in space and it's going to be worldwide, we're going to continue to spread misinformation everywhere into the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
Oh my God.
Okay, the timer went off a little while ago. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, everybody. The next podcast, we will be on our way back to Canada.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right.
All right.
See ya.
Cheers.